And let us start by you elaborating for us, what is an IEP?
Yeah, so an IEP stands for Individualized Education Plan or Program. And it's a plan not for everyone, but for learners with special needs and disabilities. Goals. Then it calls for a review. You need to review. Maybe it's like you had over yeah,
the goals
the goals were not realistic or something, so they are not achievable. So what do? You need to review those goals. And then when I started working with her, there was this novel she used to carry in her bag.
Yeah.
And she used to tell me, "Sir, I'd love to read this book one day." And then we had a discussion with the parents. We were able to evaluate, we were able to assess the child and get to understand at any given moment. Yeah, so again, it calls for a lot of
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to yet another amazing episode of Autism Lifestyle. For those who are new here, my name is Brenda Kawira, and I'm a special needs educator. If you have not yet subscribed, kindly hit the subscribe button and like and follow. Also, share. And so today I have a guest who is not so new to us.
Yeah, visiting guest.
Yeah. Yeah, amesema lazima akuja aone how Autism Lifestyle is, like how it's growing and how it's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, so karibu sana tena Gideon.
Asante sana.
Yeah, so maybe you can introduce yourself to our new guests.
Yeah, so this is Gideon Mawere and I'm a teacher. Yeah.
Karibu. So Gideon, being a teacher,
yes,
amekuja kutuambia about a very important document that we use in the field of special needs when you're handling these learners. And it's called an IEP. In full, maybe you can tell us.
Yeah, so we have that IEP. IEP stands for Individualized Education Program.
Yeah. So this is something that I've been hearing about. Parents are talking about it. Teachers are talking about it. And most of us, I know we are asking ourselves, what is an IEP? Where do we use it?
Yeah.
How important is it? Yeah, so we will start by, so the whole session is for us understanding what generally IEP is. And let us start by you elaborating for us, what is an IEP?
Yeah, so an IEP stands for Individualized Education Plan or Program. And it's a plan not for everyone, but for learners with special needs and disabilities. Yeah, so it means we are personalizing what these children are learning, or the students are learning.
Yeah.
Customizing it to a point that it suits their current needs, so that they are in a position to learn. Yes.
Okay. So is it an individualized educational program or individualized educational plan?
So those terms can be used interchangeably. Yeah, so it can be program, it can be a plan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think from the word, it is individualized, meaning for an individual learner.
Yeah, it's tailored for a specific learner.
Yeah, and education, meaning it's used for education purposes.
Yeah.
Okay. So how important is this document?
So IEP is a very important document. One thing our viewers out there needs to know is IEP is a legal document. And why an IEP is important, it's because it specifies specific things a child or a student will learn at a particular time. So that's why it's very important. Yeah.
Okay. So will it used mostly in school? Can you use it at home?
So that's a fair question. The general idea is that an IEP is made or developed by an IEP team, and there are certain goals that will be worked on. And for continuity purposes, you'll find that parents or caregivers will be encouraged to also continue with the support, or rather those goals, those objectives, or those activities at home. So to answer your question, yes, an IP with that in mind can also happen at home, because whatever is happening in school should also be happening at home. And that's the only way progress will be made. Yeah.
So who is making this IEP?
So that's also a very fair question. Who makes the IEP? The IEP team makes or develops an IEP. Yes.
And what composes of the IEP team?
Yeah. So again, an IEP team, and this is not exhaustive, but it can look like this. So it will have the special needs teacher, general education teacher, the regular teachers, school administration, other service providers. So if the child is working with a speech therapist, an occupational therapist, or any other special education service, that person offering that service should also be part of that team. And the most important one, the parent. Yeah, so ideally that will make a very good team for an IEP formulation.
So you cannot just, because I'm a special needs educator, I cannot just come and maybe construct an IEP by myself.
Can you ask that question again?
I'm a special needs educator, right?
Yes.
Or I'm just a teacher to this learner, and I see that the child needs an IEP.
Yeah.
I can't just go and make an IEP by myself.
That will not be a very good practice, because there is the steps. There are certain procedures that before an IEP is developed, we need to consider.
Okay.
Yeah, so that would be maybe, why are you making that IEP in the first place? So maybe this child has been referred to your school or has been referred to you. And after that referral, you might want to evaluate this child, to evaluate the child's or the student's strengths and areas of concern. And from that, now that you have that information, you'll be in a very good position to tailor an education plan for this particular student. So, and then now you can, after you've established that, you can now proceed to developing an IEP, and then you don't leave it there. That IEP should also be monitored. So you have to monitor progress, and then the IEP should also be reviewed annually, at least annually. Yes.
Okay. So now we already have this IEP.
Yes.
What are the components that are, is it something that is already standardized and it's there? Or are the components in the IEP different?
Yeah, so that's a very interesting question. So there are certain components that if they are not in that document, then it renders that document invalid in terms of IEP. So some of the components of an IEP will include personal details. So that's the name of the child, the year, maybe the grade, and what have you. And then the present level of performance, very important. So in the present level of performance, we'll also capture things to do with the student's strength and their areas of concern. And then another component will be the annual goals or the goals. So the goals will give you the objectives to work on, because goals are very broad or wide. And then the objectives will be very specific. And then an IEP should also have what we call the service provision. What specific service will this child need? The implementation of that IEP. So what are the strategies are you going to use to support this child? And then things to do with monitoring progress, and of course, even the parental involvement. So at the very end, you'll find parents signing the IEP to officially make that IEP of the
Official.
live and now ready to use.
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay, so before you give us an example of an IEP, allow me to take you back. You talked about the IEP team. It involves the parents, the administration. So I know maybe a parent out there can be asking themselves, what is my role when an IEP is being made?
Yeah.
What is the role of the school administration
Yeah.
when we are doing the IEP?
Yeah.
So that they can get to understand better.
Yeah. What's the role of the parent in developing an IEP?
Yeah.
The parent will offer nice information or vital information concerning the child. So the parent will tell us about the strengths of this child and the areas of need that the child might be presenting.
Yeah.
So typically that will look like the parent being involved. For administration, the administration will give support. Now, maybe if there are logistical issues that comes with the formulation of IEP, you need to type, you need to print, you need to use maybe Wi-Fi, you need to use online resources and what have you. That's where the administration comes in and to give support to the team developing the IEP. Yeah.
And what are other people, like the teacher? And so we have a teacher here, and I believe there are learners with a teacher, the classroom teacher, and a special needs teacher.
Yeah.
Both of them, are they also part of the IEP team?
Yeah, ideally, the general teacher or the regular teacher should be part of the IEP. And before I forget, there are instances where even the learner is part of the IEP. If the learner is able to articulate or rather express their needs and is able to understand, comprehend language and what have you, it's very vital for them to also be included in the IEP formulation. But many a times that's not the case because maybe the learner is not in that space to maybe understand what's going on. Back to the question, ideally, special needs teachers need to collaborate. The most important thing with IEPs is collaboration. Yeah, it's not a one-man show.
Okay.
The moment you make it a one-man show, then that IEP will be laborious or tedious to make or come up with. So it's very important for the general education teacher and the special needs teacher coming together, teaming together to develop this IEP. But many a times, it's only the special needs teacher who understands the components and everything. But that does not discount the value or the essence of that general classroom teacher in the formulation, because they are the ones implementing the curriculum together with the special needs teacher. So they need to work together in coming up with the goals and the objectives and the activities the student will do in the course of a given term or given quarter or given academic year.
So ideally, the team comes together to give more information about the learner and the needs.
Yes.
And now from the needs of the learner, that's when you come up now with solutions on how to help the learner outgrow the challenges they have.
Yes. So they need to sit down and come up with those goals. Yeah. So as per the needs of the individual needs of that child or that student.
So you have said it needs to be reviewed annually.
At least it should be renewed annually, but it's not cast in stone. Let's say at the beginning of that academic year, there were some goals that were set. And mid-year, those goals have been achieved. That calls for a review. You need to move on to other skills or other goals and objectives. So there are those instances when you will need to review the goals depending with the situation, the present situation. And also maybe you had set out certain goals and you are almost done with the year, but you are yet to achieve any. And it's like it's gonna be impossible for you to achieve those goals, then it calls for a review. You need to review. Maybe it's like you had over
the goals
the goals were not realistic or something, so they are not achievable. So what do? You need to review those goals to ensure that you are setting goals that are very measurable, that are also time specific or time bound to meet the needs of the student.
Okay, so how do you make sure that IEP is achievable, measurable, all that?
Yeah, so that's also a very good question. How do you ensure that an IEP or the goals of the IEP are specific?
Yeah.
So you have to evaluate everything. You have to assess the child, know the child. Without knowing the child, then becomes difficult to plan for them. But if you know the child well, and that can be done through an assessment, an interview with the parents, looking at the past academic progress reports and what have you, then you'll be able to set specific, measurable, achievable, and realistic goals. Yes.
Okay. So we have this IEP here.
Yes.
And we have the parents. We have many people being involved in this IEP formulation.
Yes.
So is there anyone with an upper hand on how, like maybe I'm a parent, my child requires an IEP, and this is what the school has recommended, and I myself have recommended the same. Do I have the right to come and tell them, let's move from this and focus on this instead?
Yeah.
As a parent.
Yeah, so parental involvement is very vital for any IEP success. So it's upon the school administration together with the parties involved in the formulation of the IEP to listen to the parent.
Okay.
Yeah, and then it's also the duty of the school together with the teachers to guide the parent on what's achievable and what's realistic at any given moment. Yeah, so again, it calls for a lot of coordination and collaboration, teamwork. Yeah.
So I think everyone now in the team needs to be open-minded.
Yeah, and to your question on who takes charge and whatnot, it's very important for all parties involved in the formulation of the IEP to own that document.
So it should not be an individualized thing.
And it should be a team effort. Yeah, but in the essence of everything, you'll find the special needs teacher now maybe putting together that document, typing it out and everything. So, of course, it will need somebody to do the documentation from the beginning to the end. But the essence of it should be everyone involved owning that document.
Because I'm thinking if it's like that, and what happens out there in schools everywhere, I think one of the major challenges that can happen is conflicts.
Yeah.
During that process.
Yeah.
So what happens in a situation where there is a conflict?
So that's also a very interesting question. It's very important for the parent to know their rights. I mentioned that IEP is a legal document.
Yeah, it is.
So the parent should know their right. And then if the parent is not in a good position, in a very bad spot, in terms of maybe they don't understand what's going on, they are encouraged to tag along, maybe with somebody to offer support to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And also parents are also encouraged to ask questions because remember, we are talking about personalizing learning. We are talking about accommodations and modification of the curriculum to work the needs of the student. So the parent should be involved. The parent has the right to ask questions. But when it comes to maybe they've reached an impasse or there's a conflict, I think it can be handled internally.
Yeah.
But there comes a time when maybe the situation is dire.
True.
So again, as I had mentioned, it might take the legal pathway. So there are various dispute, conflict resolution mechanisms out there that can be explored going forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that is something that can happen.
Yeah.
But with understanding, even from the word go, I think that can also help when you start understanding what you're getting yourself into, what your expectations are, and the reviews. I think also the reviewing can help even avoid the conflict.
Yeah, it's very important for the IEP team, communication. So we are calling for collaboration and communication.
Yeah.
Effective communication between the teachers and the parents. They should be forever in sync in terms of communication.
Yeah.
That's the only way the child or the student will get help. But if there's communication breakdown, then it might lead to issues to do with maybe conflicts and what have you. And who is losing?
The parent or the child.
The
mostly,
child losing.
Yeah. And the parent gets affected.
At the very end, it's the student losing.
Yeah.
So it should take a concerted format for everyone to come on board and have a meeting. Yeah, parents should also attend IEP meetings. That's very important. That's their right. They need to attend. They need to share their views and give that feedback to the teachers so that the IEP speaks to the exact needs of the child.
Okay. So maybe as we are almost wrapping up, you can just give us one experience where you have used an IEP and it worked. Maybe some of the lessons you've learned from using an IEP and what you feel we might change when it comes to IEP formation.
What we need to change?
Yeah, but let's start first by you telling us a brief experience that you have experienced.
For a number of years, I've developed IEPs together with my colleagues. And let me just share one instance. Of a learner who had a diagnosis of dyslexia. And she was not that very confident at reading, spelling, and even doing mathematics. At that time, she was 10 years old. And then when I started working with her, there was this novel she used to carry in her bag.
Yeah.
And she used to tell me, "Sir, I'd love to read this book one day." And then we had a discussion with the parents. We were able to evaluate, we were able to assess the child and get to understand her level of performance, her level of functioning in spelling, in writing, in reading, and all other areas, academic areas, specific to her. And thereafter, we formulated an IEP. So she used to get individualized support in phonics and reading and spelling. And within a span of a year, she really made tremendous progress. There was improvement. And she had some strengths. Like she was very creative. She could do some artwork, drawings, do graffitis really well. So she was able to infuse those strengths. And as we are speaking today, she's doing well. She can now read a novel. So that's a success story when we tailor support to meet the individual
needs of the
learning
child.
needs of the child. And there are so many other success stories I've seen. And let me tell you, if a learner with disability or with special needs is learning without an IEP, they deserve it. I've already elaborated on eligibility criteria. Again, not every learner with disability will need an IEP. right? Yeah, that's also very important to know. That's why you need to do an assessment.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
some learners will just need a few accommodations here and there, or differentiate their instruction, and they'll be good to go. But there are learners who need that tailored support to them. So if a child with special needs is not learning, or rather they don't have an IEP in place, and they really need that IEP, then it becomes difficult for them to learn. It gets difficult to track progress. And what we are saying is that learners, if you suspect your learner might be having any difficulty, learning difficulty, have them checked. Yeah, have them assessed, and from there, the specialist or the practitioners doing the assessment will be in a very good position to tell you if they need an IEP or not.
Okay.
Yes.
I think that is a very important point to note. Yeah, and what is there anything that you maybe feel should be changed in an IEP?
As per now, I have nothing specific that I'd love
It's
to be changed.
it's working the way it
I
is.
think the people who came up with the IEP, or rather that format, really did an amazing job. And it's also you as a teacher or an educator or a practitioner to also be innovative. Yeah, you already have that IEP there, so you have to go an extra mile and create learning scenarios that will suit the needs of your students.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Gideon.
Asante.
Yeah, so I hope most of us have been able to understand what an IEP really is, how important it is, and from where I'm sitting, I can really say it's very important for your child to have an IEP if they need one, that you don't end up making the child miss a lot or drag behind a lot, where else there's an opportunity for them to get the help they need, and achieve even more than whatever they are achieving at the moment. And with that, I'm really, really grateful for honoring yet another invitation.
Yeah.
And to everyone out there, make sure you follow up on an IEP, get to learn more about the IEP. I believe there are very many social media platforms that can help with that as well. So do a lot of research. And if you are not able to understand it, seek advice from someone who can understand it.
Yeah.
And are there trainings for the IEP?
Yeah, like GEM Early Intervention has a training series that includes IEP for IEP development, and the target audience will be teachers.
Okay.
Yeah, because even general education teachers need to know what an IEP is and how to create an IEP.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
So allow me to end the session there. It's a short but a very informative session. And again, thank you for honoring our invite. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell and like. And also share with your friends, with their teachers, parents, that they can get to also understand what an IEP is and how they can help their child to better educate them. Okay, so how can people reach out to GEM, and how can they contact GEM?
Yeah, so you can reach out to GEM. You can call us at 07 34 70 95 52, or you can do us an email at gemearlyinterventioncenter@gmail.com. And we are also in social media spaces at GEM Early Intervention. Yeah, that is X, Instagram, and Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Msisahau kufuata.
Yeah.
So until next time, bye.
Bye.